You're listening to Fucks Given, the one where we talk about realising that we weren't straight.
We met two guests at the British Podcast Awards, two peeps at the British Podcast Awards who have the podcast called The Down Low. And they are amazing, beautiful, openly bi people. And we cannot wait to get them on to talk about sexuality and what it means to them. And we thought we'd do like a little pre-episode about our sexuality.
I'm going to a sex party this weekend. I've got tickets to a sex party.
I don't know. This is supposed
Very
to be
excited. Very excited. And it's kind of relevant, I guess, to the subject matter of what we wanted to talk about, because I've been like going through this, like, I say I've been going through this like awakening now, but it's definitely not just happened now. It happened like ages ago, but it's like this weird wave of like
acceptance kind of thing.
And acceptance. But yeah, like I really want to kind of explore my sexuality more, because I'm kind of, accepting that I do have an attraction to other genders.
Yay! I'm so happy for you.
Very
so exciting.
Yeah.
And thank you.
So yeah, sex party. And as we say, I think like when we've spoken about these kind of things and answered other people's questions on like, I think I might be bi, like how do I explore this? We have always just said like sex parties.
Yeah, sex parties if you are of that age. And you know, if you feel comfortable, and exploring your sexuality that goes out of the norms of straight is tough. It's really hard.
So hard.
But it can be done and can be done well.
Yeah, I never really understood why it's taken me such a long time to accept this part of myself. Like, I grew up in Brighton, which is like the gay capital of the UK. So like there was never any like judgment in my family, in like the surroundings that I was in, about being gay or bi. I did have like a moment when I was younger where my sister and her friend was just like, well, obviously Florence is gonna end up dating a woman. Obviously Florence is gonna Obviously Florence is gonna end up dating a woman because like just to be cool.
Oh.
And I was like, I internalized that statement and was just like, wait, what? So because I might be interested in girls, that makes me like just a bit like, you know, someone that was like just doing it to be cool.
That is unfortunately homophobia, isn't it? It's like the idea, like that's a lot of effort to go through just to look cool, to date the opposite gender. Yeah. And I mean, I know that there's same with like biphobia. There's a lot of internalized homophobia around people that like bisexuality doesn't exist. You're either straight or you're gay. It's just a stepping stone. And that was really hard to hear growing up. And now it's 100%. Like, no, bisexuality is a real recognized sexuality along with so many others. I mean, I was bisexual most of my life, and then pansexuality came out, and that really sung to me, that having that sexuality. And so now I identify as pansexual. And there were a few things that I was dabbling with bisexuality and pansexuality for so long, on and off for years, because I was just like really confused about the terms as well, because bisexuality we're made to believe is just the attraction to men and women, and that's not the case. Like bisexuality and pansexuality are very similar. Bisexuality, yes, it's like it's known for attraction to men and women, but it's two or more genders, the attraction to two or more genders, and that could be however many you want. Yeah. And it's the same with...
I think there's like the old-fashioned definition of it, which is very like
the Oxford Dictionary written by old white dudes definition.
Yeah, but I think people have modernized bisexuality. Yeah. And it's just a label that people are comfortable with. Yeah. For some reason, feels like I'm definitely... Yeah, I feel more comfortable with bisexuality than pansexuality, but I can't even tell you why.
Yeah, I've only figured it out because pansexuality is attraction to all genders. Bisexuality is attraction to two or more. And I was like, but how do I know if I'm attracted to all genders? There were like so many factors. And it was when I was speaking to a couple of tickle fetish friends that live over in the US, and one of them identifies as non-binary. And we had such a great conversation, and from that it made me realize that with my fetish involved, it didn't matter who that person was, I was still attracted to them, regardless of sexuality or gender. And that was like, that really like hit it home for me. That made me realize that yes, pan is exactly what I am. It you know, makes no difference. And also Deadpool is pansexual, so I'm like, oh, and I love fucking Deadpool. Like, I love him so much. I was obsessed. Please explain to our curious fuckers a bit about yourselves and what you do.
I'm Bernia Bambi, co-host of the Down Low podcast, internet's best kept secret podcast. And this is my lovely co-host.
Yep. I'm the other half of the Down Low podcast. And we talk all things pop culture, politics, music, very queer, very black, very us. So, yeah.
Woo! We love to hear it. We were really lucky enough to meet you at the British Podcast Awards, which was a beautiful touching of... No, wait, no, that's gone wrong. Hold on. Touching of... It was a beautiful moment where our lives intertwined, and therefore we've created this amazing episode to come.
And very organic as well.
Yes.
Because actually, we just had to go by vibe. Like, we're quite new to the podcasting scene, so we don't know anyone. So we approached you, or I can't remember who approached you, but it was pure just like, we like your vibe. Let's connect.
Yes.
You know? So I liked that.
Please tell us about your podcast, why you started it, and also if anyone is watching this or listening to it and they're not seeing the picture, why are you in anonymous gear? I'm like loving
yes, please tell us, because even when we met you, I don't think we'd never seen your faces.
We actually plan on robbing banks most days, so just kind of
that's the side hustle.
Keep it easy. So we podcast, as we said before, talk about all things politics, pop culture, etc. We're quite opinionated, and just so we can, be our full selves. We both work 9 to 5, so it's easier to kind of keep our personal lives and the podcast very separate. Hence the anonymity and the get-ups.
Yes. Completely sympathise, especially in this day and age where people just love to cancel culture and name and shame. And if you do have a 9 to 5 where you could get reprimanded or lose your jobs, which is fucked up just for the things that you do, then I could completely sympathise why you need to be anonymous. Florence and I spoke about our sexuality, and we wanted to speak again more freely with people who are bi, especially speaking to a bi man and bi black people, which is also it's tough. It's really fucking tough. Thank you for coming on the podcast and just chatting to us about that. Like, how did you fall into your sexuality? How did you find out you were bi? What made you go like, bi, that's the one for me?
And is that how you...
Oh, sorry, I should ask first.
Yeah. Bernie, do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go first.
So I mean, for me, it was a bit of like a journey. So I kind of swing between bi and queer. Like, I considered pan, but I don't know if this is weird to say, but like, often pan people will say like, when it comes down to me, like, it's not about genitals, it's about the person. And I'm kind of like, it's kind of about genitals for me. I'm interested in genitals. But not even necessarily like, I expect a person with a penis to look like this. I expect a person with a vagina to look like this. Not that, but it's just, I don't know, it never resonated with me. So then I was like, okay, bi. I think bi, queer, that's more my vibe. But I feel like for me, bi is really important because, like you were saying about, the whole being bisexual and like as a queer person, as a black bi person as well, or how that all intersects. And I find that as a black bisexual male, if I say I'm anything other than straight, people think I'm just saying gay.
Yeah.
And so I have to say bi. So it's like, no, if I meant gay, I would have said gay. I said bi. And so, especially as a black male, like, the kind of like narrow line you have to like toe as a black male, and to like, like you step one foot outside of it And it may just be freaking jeans that are a little bit too tight. And suddenly you're hit with the gay allegations, you know? So even more so if you're a person who enjoys being with men and women, people just completely erase women from that equation. Just like, oh, you're just hiding it.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't know how it is for you, like as a woman, as a black woman, like how would you say?
Yeah, no, I resonate with what you said about the pan thing, because I thought about it, and I don't know, the label just never really quite resonated with me. And I feel I did kind of have a bit of an...
It's got to feel...
Yeah, but I did kind of have questions because with the whole bi thing, because I know there's been a lot of, you know, people saying it seems quite binary, and I did have that same feeling because I am like, my attraction isn't limited to like cis people, like I'm attracted to trans people, non-binary people, etc. And I think these days bi has become, they try to like expand the definition to like I think it's like 2 or more genders. But bi is just kind of always what's kind of felt right for me since I kind of realized that I was queer and accepted it, because there was the initial realization. Yeah, go on, sorry.
I was going to say, especially because pan, if you say pansexual, that comes even with more, like a more barrage of questions.
Yeah.
Because it's even less known. With bisexuality, even though there is this internalized homophobia of, oh, you're just saying bi, but really you mean gay.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you're just saying that to be a buffer. And it's like, that's all just homophobia. It's literal homophobia. So,
literally.
but bi is becoming more open and more, I don't want to say more mainstream, but just like more talked about, more understood, which is just, it's just beautiful. Thank God for that.
You know the like the little knob on the top that you use to wind up the cord?
Yeah.
Just that tiny little knob. I used to just like play on the Hoover like it was a toy car and just like ride it. And one day I accidentally sat on that knob.
Hello.
And I was like, oh. And then I was like, that was strange.
Of course.
And I was like, I'm gonna park this for now, but we'll revisit that later.